Lauderdale.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. And we are live today during a live lunch service at Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill. Jeff Defo the Forest and sushi master himself, Hui Lam. Got Mike Lubitz going to join us in a second. Hope we're not disturbing any of the patrons here, Hui, but you are rolling out the weekday lunch service. How's it been going?
Well, we just started about 3 weeks ago. We haven't done any promotion, any advertisement yet. So let's see how that goes. So far, so good.
Yeah. Well, you are advertising. You're now an official sponsor of the Lunchbox. And believe it or not, we do get some eyeballs, especially with the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group, which I await the link, the daily link there. Thank you, Lubie. And Jeff Defo the Forest, are you primed for I don't know if you're the biggest sushi fan, but you do like all kinds of fish and good steaks and all the things that they have here at Kaizen, right?
Well, very impressive. I mean, when you're with the best in the business, in any business, I don't care if you're the best in the world at what you do. I don't care if you're flipping quarters, if you're making clothing. But in the case of Kui, he's the best in the business when it comes to any kind of sushi preparation and the whole science he puts behind it. It was fascinating last time. And I will dabble in some sushi. I mean, I may be pedestrian. I was talking about it this morning. I might be the guy that goes to the 7-Eleven and says, hey, these California rolls are really good. But Lubie was telling me that in Hawaii, that's where people go for their sushi is the 7-Eleven. So now, while it may not be applicable here, you know you're in the right place at Kaizen. I have family members that every time I say I'm coming here, they want to come and join us now for lunch possibility, and that may be the way to go. But I'm a fan enough to realize that when I'm being treated to something brilliant, and that's what happened last time. So happy to be back.
Always good.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, I was very elated and shocked to see your partner, I guess fiance Chow Ho was here. But she scampered away when we said, come on in the show and let people see you and maybe the two of you talk. But talk a little bit about Chow, because it was both of you that kind of started. And you started off, I guess, working at her family's sushi restaurant up in Massachusetts.
I'm good at what I do. And what I do is sushi. And everything else is all Chow. From management, the paperwork,
the other Chow is Chow.
Training,
Nice.
that's her. It's all her.
Yeah.
She's the boss.
She's the boss.
And
I'm just a guy behind the sushi bar.
But it's an interesting menu, because if you're not a sushi fan, Mike Mayo, I mean, I'm looking at all these different entrees, and I mean, they have a great variety of things here that you can order that are off the sushi path as well, but somewhat related.
Oh yeah, you pride yourself on having a full ranging menu, right? So
yes, I am.
But it's the sushi that
Stand out the most.
Yeah. So I guess talk a little bit about what are you offering for lunch, and you've done the weekend lunch for a while, but now during the week you're offering some specials. And
well, for a weekday, since I had so many high demand from all my regular customer who's already couldn't come for dinner time and they work around here, with so many demand, I had to give them what they asked for. But for our weekly special for our sushi, just mostly the basic fish.
Yeah.
Which we don't really have any other special with the exotic fish that we import from Japan. Those are strictly for omakase. But that doesn't mean you can't get it for lunch too. As long as you come in, talk to the chef, let them know, or call the host, make a reservation ahead of time, and the chef will be more than happy to prepare it for you.
Yeah, so you have these lunch specials that are available from 11:30 to 2:30 Monday through Friday during the office crowd or whoever can come in for a lunch, or you obviously also do takeout. But they're all priced in the $15 to $20 range, which is pretty reasonable considering when you go to your local crappy neighborhood fast food drive-through, you're going to be spending $12 to $15 now. So might as well just reach for the extra couple of bucks and get yourself a really good, wholesome, either fish or I guess I was looking at some of the lunch deals here. You have I guess a beef option and yeah, here we go. We got some you got sushi combos, and then of course you got the beef teriyaki and the tempura delight, sweet and spicy shrimp, all kinds of options for, and of course vegan options. You got sautéed spinach. You got all kinds of other side dishes and options for any, I guess, any palate out there, right?
Absolutely. We try. We
Yeah.
do what we can.
Yeah. And like you said, you have the premium fish, and you pride yourself on that. I mean, you always posting on your Instagram when you get a new special cut. What are some of the things that have been coming in lately? Is it
Because we're getting your changing seasons, right? Like we're going
Absolutely.
from winter into the spring into here right into the summer pretty much. So what are some of the things that change here with you in this area, as we're known for such great seafood? I know you get seafood here, you get seafood from everywhere.
Absolutely.
So what's it like going from winter into the spring/summer when it comes to like the fish?
That's the most fun and also the most challenging part right there is when they sending us fish or shellfish that we never play with because of the seasonal change. And so my chef, they always look forward to that too.
so? What do we got on the menu? What are some of the special cuts in like this week? It's
Well, for the bluefin tuna, I always have it all year round. I mean,
Okay.
I probably push out the most bluefin tuna in Broward County.
right.
But as for the exotic fish, is always changing. Now, fish come 3 times a week, sometimes 4, depending on the business or if there's an event going on, or like we say last week there was spring break. Out of nowhere, all these college kids just decide to come.
Really,
over here.
the
They came over
college
here.
kids, they have the means and the budget, or
We-
the credit cards of their parents, at least.
I guess so. That
Oh yeah. This has
For
been a
some
spring
reason-
break location.
this spring break we broke record for the past 4 to 5
Oh
years.
wow.
Wow, that's great. I mean, and again, kids now
It's a
it
very
is not
different
the
world,
spring break
yeah.
of the mid '80s when I was here, being a total degenerate,
Yep, yep.
reprobate. Going to this wet T-shirt contest. I didn't participate in any of those, Defo, but I did take part in some of the other drinking festivals around town at the Button South and the Elbow Room. But yeah, no, these kids now, they come in, they stay at nice hotels, and they eat at nice restaurants. So that's good to hear. They behave themselves. They didn't cause any scenes, right?
9 out of 10 behave really well.
They're on the bar grabbing sushi.
Oh, so and so when you mention some of the ones, the special cuts, like I know I like. There's a obviously salmon, like belly is one that's a nice cut, and then there's
Salmon
the
belly,
sea-
we always have the sea bream, we always have the amberjack. There's 2 different types. One is from the Japan region, and one's from the Hawaiian region. So the one that we get from Japan has no head. The one from the Hawaiian region is gonna come with the head on because it's so much closer to us here.
Yeah.
So in order to ship it from Japan, they have to take out all the guts, cut off all the head, and bleed it out. If you don't
Oh,
bleed
wow.
it out, it doesn't travel that well. The blood is what ruined the whole fish.
But you do get some of the tuna whole, and then
Yes, we
kind
do.
of cut it up in pieces, and I guess go over. You have that tuna sampler platter that is very popular and it's
So-
very good, right?
So here at Kaizen, we carry 2 type of tuna. The big eye tuna, which is for the regular menu, and then the bluefin tuna that we already have for a la carte or for omakase. Now for the bluefin tuna, we get 4 different cut out of it. You got the kami, which is the back. Chutoro is by medium by the belly, and then otoro is the belly, and there's also the kamatoro, which is the jaw. That one is very limited.
Yeah,
Out 300-pound tuna, you get maybe, I don't know, give or take 10, 12 order out of it. That's it.
well, that tuna cheek is my favorite, and it's got the flavor and the little bit of the fattiness. And again, if for those who love all the cuts of fish. Oh, and we got here now. We're bringing in some of the
Appetizer
hot
right here. for everybody.
appetizers. This one right here is my favorite and very appropriate for Easter week. We've got lamb chops, and Defo, I know you love these. I think you had a couple of them the last time over a bed of spinach in that soy butter sauce, which is absolutely delicious. We'll get some plates and we'll start tearing into it. Also, what else have we got here?
This is the grilled shrimp, a little bit of herb, some lemon on top. If you want a little acidic to it, this is our sauteed lemongrass on top of a bed of lettuce and some more lamb chop because I know Mike and Mike.
The lamb chops are
people love it.
freaking amazing. The lamb chops. That's what's interesting is, look, a lot of the time you go to a sushi place and they have the hot food and there's nothing wrong with it. But what's interesting
Exactly.
about what
And
Kui
some
does
setting.
here is the sushi is not only
Setting.
spectacular, but we call him the sushi scientist, but the quote unquote hot meals aren't like an also ran, right? Like you will get the same kind of a quality when you get some of the hotter meals than when you get just like when you get with the sushi. And the lamb chops, which Mayo was talking about, so my wife and I had to try them. They are fantastic.
And you could just smell the way that it's that soy lemon butter. Sorry, not soy butter sauce. And again, you gonna dig in there, Defo?
No, I'm gonna wait a while to see
Yeah,
what
wait.
else is out
All
there.
right,
I know you had your eyeball on all of those.
All right,
lamb
well, I'm
chops,
just gonna go and have you can just pick it up like a little lamb lollipop. And who knows? Ever since I've been coming here, I like to start with these.
Yeah.
Before getting
and
into
finish with them.
before the fish feast, I like to have a little taste of that lamb because it is. Some people have an aversion to lamb because they think it's gamey, but this stuff isn't. I guess. What is it? A Colorado or a New Zealand lamb?
New Zealand.
New
This is
Zealand.
New
Yeah.
Zealand right here. I mean, it's just how you prepare it. Same thing for fish. A lot of customers come in here, they would ask me, I like fish that are fatty and I don't like anything fishy. The first thing that comes to my head is just how you prepare them.
Mhm.
If you eat a fish and it's fishy, you know it's bad fish already. There's
Mhm.
no such thing as fishy fish.
Right.
I mean, there's strong odor to their unique texture and flavor, but fishiness is just already bad quality.
There's properly handled fish and abused fish, and you
Absolutely.
do nothing but handle the fish with respect.
Absolutely.
And you also play around with things in terms of the aging, the dry aging.
Aging,
How's-
finding the right ingredient to counterbalance the odor, or some people call it fishiness or strong flavor. Just gotta find certain ingredient that will counter it or balance it out.
Nice. So, you were talking a little bit about how the fish from Japan sometimes they have to cut off the head and drain the blood, and in terms of the way it travels. Speaking of the way fish travels, it was I kind of wonder. Obviously, you do takeout business, and I've seen I've actually ordered a bunch of your takeout trays and boats, and they're really impressive in the way that you put it all together. It looks beautiful. It's great for parties, but I was just wondering, like, especially when the weather gets warm, is there kind of a a
You give
point?
disclaimers to
Well,
people. Really
well, a
honest.
point where, like, how long is it good for sushi to be traveling in a car? And I don't know. Are you on like the third party, like the Uber Eats and the DoorDash and things like that? And
Just Uber Eat.
yeah, how do you ensure the quality so that a driver doesn't take a detour to visit his girlfriend, which happened to me one time when I ordered from a sushi place in Hollywood, and I saw him go. You can track him, and he stopped in North Miami Beach for a half hour, and then finally my sushi made it up about an hour later, and I was like, I don't know if I want this anymore. But what's the optimal way to eat sushi?
For me, once I order from a restaurant, the longest I would give is 2 hours. That's when I'm really desperate.
Mm.
But now that I understand more about sushi, you want to enjoy it right away. There is nothing worse than cold rice. And once the sushi roll go into the refrigerator, just forget about it.
Okay.
It's not like a bowl of pasta or pizza you can put in the microwave or the oven and then heat it up. You can't just do that with sushi. That fish is gonna come out fishy, like you would say.
Yeah.
So
You mean I can't remove the actual, like, the fish part with the tweezers
from
and then
the
put the
rice,
rice
yeah.
into the microwave and then put the fish back?
I'm
on?
pretty bad, and I still don't do
you
that.
can definitely do that, but here's the other reason behind it. How well are you with your sushi scale to press that fish back with the
No,
rice?
not me.
And how well do you know how
What are your
hot the
sushi
rice
skills?
should be?
I play with my food all the time, as Defo well knows, but no, I wouldn't want to be handling it. Look, to me, same thing with pizza, sushi. The best way to eat it is fresh, whether it's pizza right out of the oven and you have it right at the pizzeria, like our friend Wade down at Pizza Spot. You want to just have it right there at the picnic benches. And same thing with sushi. You want to be sitting either right there or at one of these tables in the dining room. Usually with me, it's right there with my tongue hanging out like a dog, like saying, feed me. And but no, when the sushi chef just cuts it, slices it, hands it, presents it to you one piece at a time,
Yep.
that's the way to do it. And you pride yourself on that counter service here.
I do.
Yeah.
So how do you? Because that's the thing is though, like as we know, it's a world. My wife and I, we try to at least every couple of weeks, once a month, go out for a dinner. But most of the time, because people are working long hours, weekdays, weekends, Uber Eats is our friend, is her friend. How do you deal with that then? As a restaurateur, you want to get all the clientele you can. You're doing lunch now. Lunch, it's hard to come sit down a lot. Lunch is a huge pickup/delivery meal.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? Like, are you telling people, look, good luck. Like how do you guys handle that? Because I know I joke around and call you the sushi scientist, but you take it very seriously. You take everything you do seriously. And that's why that's why a lot of people have come from Let's Eat and call this their sushi home. How do you handle takeout? Like, because it's got to irk you, I'm sure, but you want the clientele, right? You want the customers.
As a business owner, you always want to do what you can to ensure that the business survives. Now, as for Uber Eat or any kind of third-party delivery, we do what we can to separate the hot food from the cold food. That's the best we can do. But once it leaves the establishment, it's out of our control. There's nothing we can call, hey, Uber, my customer been waiting for a long time. Where is your driver?
Yeah.
First of all, on the app, they don't even give us the customer phone number.
No,
Yeah.
They don't even give us the driver phone number. So how could we contact with them? So once it leaves here, it's out of our control. So all we can do is try to ensure that the hot food and the cold food do not mix together. Separate them, keep everything as close as possible to how we would like to serve our customer here.
And I think people just need to realize that they blame the restaurant
That's
for
the
the
thing.
shortcomings of a third party. And again, I tell people all the time, if you want to ensure the best experience, you come in and you eat at the restaurant itself. Second best experience is come pick up your food yourself.
Yes.
Because once it gets into the hand of that third party, like he says, it's
never know.
it's kind of a little bit of a roll of the dice. I guess one last thing, and I know you're busy with the lunch crowd in here now. We will let you go.
We
if you're,
can't have you to ourselves, I guess.
yeah,
We have to
that's
share you with the
okay.
masses.
But first of all, thank you for the fancy water. Things must be going well if we got the Fiji bottles here. Nothing but the finest at Kaizen. And again, we didn't even give the address here. It's 5640 North Federal Highway. Do I have that right? Or yes,
You got it.
I actually memorized something. It's amazing
We're
that this
between
brain
Commercial
still
and
works.
Cypress Creek
Yeah,
on US 1.
just across from Westminster Academy in the former home of Bravo Italian Restaurant, right? Oh, Bongusto.
Bongusto.
Yes,
Yes,
that's
sir.
it. And that was a while back before Hui and Chow came here. Anything on tap for summer? The change in hours? It's still going to be 7 days during the summertime.
It is still 7 day. I don't see the point of closing 1 day or 2 day a week.
Really?
We're dealing with raw fish, and it's not good. It's not like something you can throw back in the freezer. And I don't like to freeze my fish in the first place already. Everything I like to bring in fresh, or I like to age or cure them. That's why I don't want to close 1 day and let the fish sit in the walk-in cooler, and the next, business hour come back. It's not the same.
So it means you've reached the point where you have enough help, enough workers to
Absolutely.
get a lunch and dinner business going. I haven't done the math, but if you guys are open every day from 11:30 to 10, almost 10, whatever, 70 hours a week almost, then that's just the operating hours, not all the prep time.
Now we close at 9:30.
9:30. Okay.
Next
When's
year,
last
I'm
call?
hoping to close at 9.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gonna go shade things on the earlier side. Have you found that since the pandemic, people are eating out earlier?
To me, I haven't really found it different yet. There's still customers who come in and out randomly, but my kind of clientele over the course of 5 years, they don't really come out after 9
Okay.
Okay.
because not the kind of product I'm serving. I don't do happy hour. I don't do
Yeah.
anything lower price. I give you what you pay for. That's it. So same thing for my supply. When I buy, I don't negotiate. I don't say, hey, can you give me a discount? Just give me what I pay for, so I can give my customer what they pay for.
All right. Well, that's a good philosophy. And so last call, let's say if you come in here at
9:15 will be our last
9:15
call.
last kitchen orders in.
Yep.
And then 9:30
It's closed. That's
it's
it.
closed, but you're going to finish up your meal, obviously, if you
Absolutely.
got the orders in.
You can stay till 10, 11, anywhere past that, the chef gonna come out.
Yeah. Hey, so one of the things that Lubie always likes to ask chefs is, do you get any chance to eat out and about in town? Is there anything lately? And this is a trick question because I've gone out to
Well, because
dinner
that's what's
with you.
great. You're actually big on that. Like,
Yeah.
I know you guys go out all the time and you purposely go to places that are not Kaizen because you want to get out there and try the different. Because that's the thing with you is you've been around with your cooking, learning how to be a chef. So, like, what's your latest? Not where do you love, because you go all over the place. What's the latest place you've been to?
Here's the funny part about that in South Florida, because I live in Boston. I live up north for 19 years. So when I moved down here, I noticed that there's more restaurant in Broward County than where I was up at my
interesting.
town. But over there late at night, we have a lot of restaurants that are like designate to industry or service work.
Mhm.
But here, there's not that
No,
many, even
no.
though there's more service industry than up north.
Right. That's a good point.
That's
There's
one
not
thing
that
I
many
noticed
where
down
the
here.
kitchens are open till midnight,
Oh, you're
1
like
o'clock
later-
in the
later
morning.
service.
Like 1, 2 in the morning with industry from the people from the restaurant.
I've heard
business
that
go to-
Moxie's down on Las Olas is open. The kitchen is open, I think, till midnight, and some of the in the biz people like our friend Reno from Heritage and his crew go out there sometimes after service. But
to me, even at midnight, it's still not enough time because
Yeah.
most restaurants around here close at 11.
Yep.
I'm happy to close at 9:30 and hopefully 9.
Exactly.
So that way we could actually make it to go try out these other restaurants that stay a little
I
bit
got
later
I
than
got a
us.
couple for you, but one of them is another like Japanese izakaya place, but it's out in Plantation. It's called Marumi,
Well,
and
Lumi, I have
That,
been there.
there used to be they used to be open till 1.
Yep.
Last time I was there, I see that now they're closing at midnight. So everybody's going on that earlier trend.
Yep.
Southport Raw Bar, they used to be open till 1 in the morning with their kitchen. Now he does breakfast. Everybody gets older, and they've shifted their hours, so they're opening at 7 a.m. and they're closing also by 11. So it's maybe it's I guess a sad trend. We got our friends at Shenanigans Sports Club. Their kitchen is open late. That's down in Dania and Hollywood, but me and you, we went to Dune. I loved the place. I thought it was a really nice atmosphere, and that's on the beach. And it's now, I guess, the kitchen is management group is the Laurent Tarandel group, but the two owners are a couple of guys that came in and never owned a restaurant before. They seem to be doing a good job. They're learning on the fly, and it's a beautiful location.
As a restaurateur yourself, when you go out to you, what are you looking for that makes it a good restaurant experience?
I'm not particular about service. I don't really.
Okay.
Really?
As a restaurant, as an owner who has great service, by the way.
I have been working all day. When I go out to eat late at night, I
You
just
don't
want
care.
good food. Just give me good food. There's
Okay.
nothing worse than working all day, exhausted, tired. You want to go out, get a late night meal, get a nice cold beer. The beer is nice and cold, but the meal doesn't compensate. It's just bad. As for the service, I understand. There's a days where a restaurant is short of staff, like host or chef or server or management. There's always gonna be issue. You can't have a perfect, restaurant running around 365, 24/7. It's just impossible to do that. Even with
You're
the
a very
biggest
understanding
franchise
man. The people on Let's See South Florida, I wish they had half the
I was going to say
understanding that you do. I get accused of being an apologist because, like I say, you never know who called out. You don't know how short they are.
Mhm.
One last topic, and then we'll let you go. We'll take our first break. I don't know if you ever watched the Larry David, the show Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO.
No, I haven't.
Well, he always seems to make a subplot of food and going to restaurants and having some issue. But a couple of weeks ago, there was about what is, and this is now one of his, I guess, phrases that he likes to come up with, the threshold of returnability, where somebody,
That's a good question.
and for sushi, I don't know how you do it. If somebody orders a sushi
You're
pad
eating
and they don't like, a fish, or like if they have a roll and they don't like it, like, can they say, I just don't like this. It smells funny to me. I don't like the taste. Or can they return it and get a different, a different dish, a different item, and you'll take the first one off the menu? Or if they take more than one piece, then are they past the threshold of returnability and then it's theirs to keep?
Well, for me, I don't really run into that issue that much
Oh,
because the
good.
way how I
Oh, good.
operate down here, I leave it up to the chef and kitchen chef. If you don't eat it, don't serve it. Very simple.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be on top of you 24/7, checking this, checking that. If you see it and it's not right and you wouldn't eat it yourself, don't serve it to the customer. That's why I don't run any special, daily special, nothing like that. Every day you come, you're gonna get what you pay for. Why? Because I leave it up to my chef to judge. If you don't eat it, throw it away.
All right.
That's
So,
it.
but you're saying that
And-
your fish is so good that people
no
will-
one's ever has an, which is
Like-
great. It makes sense. It's fine, but like no one ever has an issue. Never.
I had run into a couple issues like that over the course of 5 years, but it's not like every month or every
no.
week I
But
have it.
how do you
Yeah.
handle it? Like, what is
So
your
my
recourse?
golden rule is if they eat more than 40%,
Oh,
sorry.
good. Oh, people
You're
eating half
generous.
of it and they want
Very
to.
I say
I
it's,
didn't like it.
I say
If you
10
eat
to
more-
15%.
Jeez, I love that you give them 40.
I give
That's
them
almost half.
40%.
Don't tell these people out there
was
that
gonna
they're going
say,
to come
let's
in, they're
see.
going to eat half the dish and
You get
say,
half free.
I don't like this.
I like to give everybody 3 chances. Take one bite, you don't like it, take another bite.
Yeah.
Drink some water, drink some martini, take another one.
Like,
And
if
you
you've had
still change your
17
mind.
bites, it's probably not good enough.
So that's my crossing
That's
line right there. After 40%, I'm sorry.
for you.
There's nothing I can do. But one bite, you let me know.
That's
I'd
why
be
Mayo
more
doesn't
than
own a
happy.
restaurant and you do. And you're like, no more.
I say it's 3 bites. I mean, like if it's a steak, you know, you take 2 bites on
Well,
the
you can
edges.
tell
If it's
immediately,
over,
like, come on.
then you cut 1 more bite in the
Yes.
center. See, is it cooked any better in the center? Take maybe 1 bite from there.
Mhm.
And if not, then it's like it's either going back for, you know, a new one. If it's overcooked or if it's undercooked, throw a little more heat on it. That's easier. Sushi's a different
I was
animal.
gonna
Very
say, like,
different,
how
yeah.
rare, how have, if you've in any sushi experience, you've ever been like, oh, like usually the rolls are what they say they are. Like it's
Yes.
rare. It's not like meat where you're cooking it.
I
Like,
usually go by my nose, and
I guess if it smells not
I had
right,
this
I guess.
experience with Val last week where we ordered some clams, and it's just like
You
when
can
the
smell it?
bowl was delivered, it smelled a little kind of
Yeah, it's not
funky.
great.
And she took 1 bite and was like, no. And then I just like I was gonna sample one, and then I smelled it. I was like, no, we just sent it back, and
Mhm.
they replaced it with another dish. And you know, that's I usually if it passes the smell test, especially with sushi, then
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
keep going. So, all right, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope it wasn't too painful. Do we get any fish?
You will. There, Jimmy is making it for you
Oh,
right
Mayo's
there.
like, is this it? Oh my God, you're
Jimmy
the
is
best.
preparing it for you right now.
Mayo's the best.
No, I'm
I love
kidding.
it.
I've been
Holy
in here, and he has been very. He's good to his loyal customers, and his loyal customers. I mean, I can't believe we're coming up on May is going to be your
5 years.
You said 5
anniversary.
years.
5 years.
Isn't
That I
crazy?
can't believe, and but yeah, time.
I just
flies.
love that he just started lunch like a week. He's saying 3 weeks ago. I don't think it's 3 weeks. I think it's like a week ago.
Yeah, the 18th. Yeah.
And it was when I got here, like around 12, there
Yeah.
was already people coming in and out. So that's pretty cool that the word's already gotten around. Even like we just started talking about it, them
Yep.
doing lunch, and he's already just because of the Kaizen vibe in this area and all of South Florida. I know people travel from all over, like we've traveled to come here from all the way out west. Like that's cool that like they already have that established territory that he goes lunch and he's already getting clientele.
Yeah, if you open it, they will come.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
usually the thing. And you do have a loyal clientele. I mean, people travel. This has become like a destination.
Absolutely. I do have very, very loyal clientele. I'm very grateful for them.
What's the furthest they come from?
Miami.
Oh, really?
You got
And Miami is a hot spot.
Well,
There's
for
a lot of
sushi,
good
I mean, sushi, every
restaurants.
place has freaking sushi.
Because you're a third of the price. All those freaking
That's the
places
thing.
down there with their omakasses are $300, $325, and here
You're doing the high quality at a price that I still don't know mathematically how you do it, but we're not going to ask.
I am doing omakase within a rolling restaurant. All the best cut, I try to preserve, like the belly cut for the omakase. But all the smaller tail part, I can kind of chop it up, mix it up, use it for a roll. So I'm not really wasting anything. While
See, that's
most
smart.
high-end restaurant, they can't really use those. They either throw it out or the staff eat it.
Hmm.
And guess what? They're gonna have to upcharge you more
And that's what they do.
Yeah.
because they're trying to give you the best quality as possible, but they can't really utilize the other pieces that I can do over here.
Very nice.
Wow.
This
Makes
is the
Kaizen great.
place. He's ruined me for all other sushi places. We Lamb, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill, 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. Lunchbox approved and now a proud sponsor of the Lunchbox show. We are very grateful for that. Easter Sunday, you guys open?
We're closed. We
Closed
close every
for Easter.
holiday.
You are closed for holidays.
Good
Okay.
for
I'm
you,
like,
because
geez.
for a while there, I think you worked like 2.5 years in a row every day or something like that. You were insane.
Try 5 years.
5
Oh
years.
my
But finally, you took that cruise, and now you
Finally,
take a
that-
little vacation around 4th of July, and I'm so happy.
Good.
Work-life balance, my friend.
Yes.
You know that. I always tell you that. Work-life
We don't want you getting burnt out, my friend.
That's it. All right. What should we do? Oh, well, we
Let's
could
take a
talk
break.
about, let's just take a break, and we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox from Kaizen after these words.
And I will
For an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch on weekends. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox. Food from a scratch kitchen. Delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're at Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill. We had a nice little chat with Hui Lam, and how shameless was I, Jeff Defo?
That was amazing.
Usual. It's to be expected. I mean, look, he saw it coming. It's not like you surprised him by snoring for the sushi.
That was tremendous.
Like,
so do
oh,
we get fish
Makazi,
now?
I mean,
you
look,
showed him like $300. I saw you take 3 sticks out of your pocket, but then you quickly put them back in.
these lamb chops, you know how much I love these, but you know, when you say Kaizen Sushi, it doesn't say Kaizen Lamb Chop Bar, it says Kaizen Sushi.
No, but I think that's good though, because
I love it.
I didn't realize it. I thought they had like a couple of items on the menu.
Oh,
And not to discourage people from trying to sushi, because that's
Yeah,
why
it's
they're here.
great.
But
No, it's great.
but they have a lot of other things, and there's always one person that you can't satisfy. You got a group of 4 or 5 people.
100%.
They're
Yep.
going to go out, especially for lunch. The girls from the tennis center are going to go out for lunch.
Yep.
There's always one that says, "No, I can't do that." So I mean, when you look at this, I mean, they have filet mignon, they have sirloin, they have salmon,
They
they
do
have
chicken
sea scallops,
dishes.
He does a
chicken dishes.
really
The fried rice tempura is one of my favorites
Yes.
at Japanese restaurants.
he does a really nice job with his cooked dishes. Again, more geared towards the American palates with the steaks and the chops and things of that
and very
nature.
reasonable
And
prices.
the prices
Oh,
are
he's-
fantastic.
He is one of those
I'm telling you,
guys who has figured it out.
I'm
that
thinking,
it's,
does he give you a half a fillet for that?
I'm telling
buddy? I
you,
mean,
like, it's not a joke. Like, Shirley and I, again, we've been going out to some of the places we've been doing with the show, and the prices are great.
by the way, Kampai,
Yep.
we are up to the drinking
We
portion
came out
of the show.
to
We've got some
Kaizen, and they
sake.
gave me the check, and I'm like, oh, Queen must have taken care of a lot of it. That's really sweet of him. And I'm like, no, everything's on here,
yeah.
but how is this the price? Like, I'm not even joking. Like, Shirley and
No,
I
it
were
really
like,
is
wow,
surprising.
like,
You look at the menu, it's
And he has some of those sushi combo dinners, like the
Yeah.
party, they call it party for two, party for three, and where you get all these different cuts of fish. And it might not be the the omakase experience, but it is really good for your basic sushi. And he does those little touches where I don't know if you see the knife collection on the background. They all him and his chefs use proper knife work. They cut the fish just so he has that rice, the
he's like
special rice
he's a
cooker
lunatic when it comes to rice.
pH balance that is the properly meets all the specifications for the
Top notch.
sushi masters of the world, so that the rice and the vinegar content and the way it comes together.
Look at the smile on this man's face.
The man
You
is
can
a-
tell he's
smile.
doing a hell of a
He
job.
says he doesn't care about service, but he's a master of hospitality, and he
He can do the show. We didn't
Well,
kick him
we
off. I
didn't
think
kick
he
him
thinks we kicked him off.
Well,
Like,
you could come-
I love
you could
Queen.
slide
Like,
on
I
back
could talk
in.
with him
Yeah,
all freaking
we'll
day.
get
The
you.
way he talks about the stuff is amazing. Like, people were saying he's such a great guest because like he's so informative and he's not boring. I'm like, pretty much. Like, I think it's cool that when these guys and gals get into the food, like we get into sports, like anyone gets into politics, like they can break it down and analyze it and then explain it to the quote unquote lay person like that. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, he does a great job. But Easter Sunday, he's going to be
They are
closed. But
closed.
a rarity for this Sunday. Guess who's open? Our friends at Tropical Acres
nice.
Steakhouse
Oh,
and
nice.
Butcher Shop. But
They're always doing stuff on the
well,
holidays.
no,
They do.
yeah,
Check
on the, on
studio.
On the
the, on,
holidays.
they're usually closed on Sundays.
You
but
always say that, but then he's always open on
He's
the
open like
Sunday
every
holiday.
holiday.
Okay. Correct. They are open on limited Sunday
every holiday.
holidays. One of them is Easter Sunday, and I just heard from Jack Studiali. He said they do have some limited reservations remaining between 1 and 3:30. So for an early
Lunch,
Easter
honestly, yeah.
supper,
right after church, I guess.
call it. Yeah, I mean, again, they're going to be open 1 to 8. Maybe they could accommodate a couple of walk-ins later in the day, but they're all booked up in terms of the reservations book. But if you want to get one of those early slots between 1 and 3:30, give them a call, 954-989-2500. Tropical Acres celebrating 75 years. They have the special streamlined holiday menu for this Easter. They're also going to be open Mother's Day. That's another Sunday that they're open. But usually it's Monday through Saturday, and today is Tuesday. It's half price wine night.
There you go.
We love half price wine night. We love happy hour in the bars, 4:30 to 6:30 with half price cocktails, everything in the place. I was there on Friday, saw Nick, great bartender, and he's been joined by a newbie. Tony got promoted from the service staff and is now working the bar with him.
Nice.
And they do a fantastic job because people they come clamoring in there.
Well, the happy hour food's really
Open the doors
really
at
good.
4. Yeah, they had the coconut
it's a
shrimp.
really
We
good
had some of
price.
those sirloin sliders, and better yet, go in there, have the main menu, the prime rib, the filet mignon. They have rack of lamb. They have great seafood like scallops. They have now these Italian dishes where they're doing the steak. Surf and turf, where it's little bits of filet along with shrimp.
It's like a
and that
marsala.
marsala sauce tossed with linguine. Very good.
That was nice.
2500 Griffin Road. Give them a call for your Easter Sunday reservation, or just go in there any day. It is the place to be. 75 years of great service, food, and affordability. Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
So something I wanted to bring up yesterday. You guys talked about your eating over the weekend, and Defo was actually a lot busier than I was. And you're always
Continued last
busy with
night.
eating. What'd you do last
4-night
night?
stretch of going to different places.
Oh,
to
good
eat.
for you.
A fried rice takeout from May's Kitchen.
Nice.
Does that count?
Famous staple.
Yes, that definitely counts.
You know what? They do a good job on this stuff. I got to say.
All right.
They really do for a place that doesn't look like much.
I've had
Right
a
up the street.
dismaying turn of events. My local Chinese takeout place,
Closed. Get out of here.
I didn't say closed,
Okay.
recently changed hands.
Oh, no.
Longtime owners who've had it for over 25 years. All of a sudden, back in January, I saw there was some new faces in there. Called one time, a different voice on the phone.
Mm.
There was a little bit of a transition period where the same chef was around, but now it's like a whole new cast of characters, and everything has changed. and not for the better.
Wow.
And that really is one of those life
That
little,
punches you in the stomach.
one of those little things in life that you take for granted. The local
See, I
Chinese
like the
takeout.
evolution at a local Chinese place. May's Kitchen, been there forever.
Nice.
And the guy that was the little kid that had the wooden paddle with the ball and a string that used to be like really annoying when you were picking up your order, and he'd be playing that thing and hitting you in the butt. Now he's cooking.
Oh,
And
See,
it's
that's
only
cool.
like a short time later, and he's really into it. Did a great job. I mean, this was one of the best batches of chicken fried rice I've ever had. $10 on the money.
well, I'm glad that you
Unbelievable. Yeah.
enjoyed, and I've now had to go on the hunt. There's actually not too bad. There's another.
You have a lot of them around.
There's
here.
another Chinese takeout. Instead of going to the north on Dania Beach Boulevard, now I'm going to the south on Sheridan Street, and it's another a place that has been around, and I just never used to go there because the other one was closer, and I liked them. But now I'm going to be doing.
What's the word on the Duck House, by the way? What's
It's
the
packed
consensus?
every time I drive by there.
Apparently,
I
they've.
drove by there
So I don't-
middle of the day, like lunchtime. They were packed.
We were in
Every
there
time
on
we're by
a
there.
opening, whatever they called it, a VIP
It wasn't
friends
a
and
good,
family night.
good night.
They
for
didn't
us.
have their
We
stuff
were pretty
together.
honest.
Let's say.
I mean, the food might have been great. We didn't try it, but
Well,
you
you
guys were
left
there,
before
yeah.
the food. I got
The
some
food we
of the
got
food.
was good.
It was fine. It was just
It just took
very
so long,
rocky,
like-
and it's one of the things where you
Yeah.
can't go into a place in the first week and expect any kind of there we go. We
Well,
got
come,
sashimi. We're gonna have to get him back on the
Yeah, he's gotta
headset,
come back
explain
on.
this stuff. But mentioning Peking Duck Hat, I have been invited back for another
I think you should
dinner.
go back, give it another try. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a +1. I don't know. Should it be you or Val or maybe I make it a
You got to
+2?
take the girl. I mean,
Okay.
come on. She's been nice
Well,
to you.
Hey, come on back on. Explain
By
what
the
we
way,
got
Andy
here.
said he was very impressed with Val. Everybody that meets her seems to be overwhelmed that you have a woman of this kind of quality.
Yeah, it's shocking that she's still
Because you were in kind of a
wants to be with
sour
me.
mode at the time when you met her, but now
No,
you've come around, man.
Well, I've come around. I've been liberated. My heavy responsibilities in life have been lifted, and
I've been liberated.
One thing though, I mean, with Quee, there's a lot of stuff going on here, which is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it
you
around
have
this
these
way.
movies. It's almost like a Sushi Monorano, where they have the films and you can't take your eyes off them. Instead of the mafia movies, they got guys
Look at
making
this.
sushi. The rolls that came out here to the various tables while we were watching, phenomenal, and the people scarfed them down pretty quickly. And now this. What do you think?
Tell
man?
the fine folks
You
what
have to
we got
explain
here.
this. You think we're gonna just try and explain this?
This is only 1/4 of what we actually have. We carry up to 24, sometimes 26 kind of fish to shellfish.
It's pretty
altogether. So here is ocean trout. I like it better than
I love that ocean trout.
Ocean trout. Interesting. Okay.
I like it better than king salmon. I like it better than regular salmon.
It looks like salmon, but it tastes a
So
little bit
That's not salmon.
more texture,
yeah
more flavor.
fatty. Like that fat means flavor, and to me, it's a good thing. It's not a bad fat. It's a good,
It's a
rich in
good fat.
omega-3 and all
Yep.
that stuff. Yeah.
And here is the amberjack and pachi we imported from Japan. I like it better than the regular.
So that's not like our
hibachi.
amberjack, right? Like that's
No,
it's
no,
totally
no, no.
different.
You
Like,
don't want the.
'cause I know
South Florida
amberjack here.
local
You
fish.
don't. You may make it for fish dip, or you don't eat it. You throw it back. So what's
You know, you can actually cure it and eat it too. The
okay? Is that what it
amberjack
is? I
rabbit,
think.
yeah.
Okay. So, but what's it's just totally different. Like
This
over
is
there.
different. This one from cold water. We
Okay.
don't carry like the warm
Mhm.
water one. I don't
Okay.
carry any local fish around here.
Okay. So you don't do any local
I
fish.
don't
Okay.
do any local fish.
So-
Same thing for South Florida lobster. I don't carry it either. I only do Maine lobster.
Okay, why? And I know you talked about this last time, and we sort of give people guff. Now, again, that's just when they're making fish dishes. So when you're in South Florida making fish dishes, you're not using local fish. It seems weird to us. Sushi, obviously, something different. Why not local fish compared to foreign fish when you're doing your sushi?
If you are cooking it, fantastic, great. Example, wahoo. Good
Now I was going to
fish,
say, well, tuna,
so soft.
mahi mahi.
Yeah, mahi mahi is good for grilling. But if you just to cut it up, pop it in your mouth, no soy sauce, no seasoning, no flavor, it's not very pleasant taste. But if you grill it up, put on a burger or something, it's good. It's fantastic. Same thing with the wahoo. Wahoo to me it tastes like butter. It's soft. It's everything that you could ask for in a fish. But the only thing that's lacking is the flavor. If you eat it by itself, no seasoning, no soy sauce, no
See the way he
nothing,
gets going as soon as
I
you
know,
put
that's-
a platter of fresh sashimi.
If when
in
I
front
always
of us,
talk about this,
he
we-
lights up like me.
He's just funny.
like anywhere, pretty much. But I got to go into this right
What
now.
is that? Okay, can you explain
this
what that is?
I'm a
This
EB
is
head.
a shrimp head right here.
But it's a shrimp head and you eat it?
Yes.
Like
But it's not like
a
there's
potato
shells
chip.
on it.
Yes, there is.
It's a shell on.
The
it's a-
shell's on it, but
but
you
he
eat
fries
it,
it. He deep fries it. It's crunchy like a
Mhm.
potato chip.
and we eat it.
Not
I'm always
necessarily.
one to try things. I'll do it. I'll take one for the
Look,
team
he's
of
a little
Defo and me.
reluctant.
The thing we always take off
Right
now
out here
because
is
we're at
the
Kaizen,
brains.
you
Yeah.
eat it.
The brains are good. You
That's-
suck out the head.
Just try. A little
I'll
bit
eat the
right
thing.
here.
I ate bugs in Thailand. I'll eat whatever, but I'm just for our audience because again, I'm the king of taking the entire shell off. This is the shell that we never eat, but we're at Kaizen, so we then eat it.
That's the way you're supposed to have the amaibi. First, you have the shrimp. I guess that's down there. And
This is interesting. The flavor's great.
oh, I forgot to do my ASMR crispy
Yeah,
bite.
okay.
I'm going in. This is the other part of the amaibi, right?
Yep, that is a sweet shrimp.
It's so good. Now, how do you feel about people who dunk everything in soy sauce? Because this stuff, it doesn't
Like,
really
I'm a big soy
need
sauce
it,
person.
right?
I'm not gonna lie, but I feel weird doing it here.
The way I judge people by how they dip the sushi or the sashimi into the soy sauce, I know where their level is at already.
So you can tell if it's amateur hour. Yeah?
Absolutely,
All
yeah.
right.
Just by how, and even by the amount of soy sauce they put into the little dipping sauces, you could tell if they understand or not.
Okay, are you judging them?
Oh, yeah.
I don't judge them.
Not you, Mayo. We know what you do. You yell at them on the site.
I would say lack of experience and knowledge.
Yeah.
That's it.
But the thing is, you are dressing each of these fish appropriately with little garnishes and
Yes.
dropping, putting little things on it. So it really doesn't need anything, right? So,
you
I
don't
mean, this
really
clearly
need-
doesn't, obviously, but
oh my God. What's my level?
yeah, well, you're. I would get to, and I probably will eventually get soy sauce, but I'm always curious about that.
Now, this is uncooked shrimp, right?
Yes, that one is uncooked, Mike.
And that is why I love it. I think it's so fresh. It tastes like the sea. I'm going to give Lubie here a piece of that and see.
Maybe this is all you need.
No,
for the
no,
soy
no
sauce.
sauce. Don't even let him have
No,
it.
I don't
Just
need
have-
soy sauce.
Make him
I can
have
eat
it.
it. I can eat it
just
without it. Obviously, I just
raw and
choose
undressed.
to.
The
soy
amaibi,
sauce.
one of my favorites, one that I really have been overlooking lately. I used
So
to get
this
it all
is
the time.
the body part of this.
Yes.
Exactly. Only the head gets tossed in the fryer. And
For the scallop,
mm,
a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of lemon juice in there. So just a touch of soy sauce is all you need to bring out the flavor.
Okay, so you would use some soy sauce.
Yep.
is this a Hokkaido scallop? or
Hokkaido scallop, right?
From Japan, the prefecture, they call them, not
Yep.
provinces. And this,
Wow.
to me, you see the way it's shimmying like it's right out of the sea.
Yeah, fresh. Fresh is
Depot is looking like he's a little bit.
Definitely.
Unsure.
Look, what's interesting is I'm not the big sashimi guy, right? Because again, we talk about Defo, but I'm not Mr. Sushi. When I was in Hawaii, my wife tells us every time, and you weren't here when we ate, but she would told you, Hawaii, an offshoot, a very strong Japanese influence, so sushi's freaking everywhere. And her best friend, and her best friend's now husband, but boyfriend then, loves sushi. So every freaking meal was sushi. And I'm like, look, this is in America. They have to have other things than sushi. Like, I'm cool with sushi, but I don't love sushi. But, and so that means sashimi, I eat even less. Like, it's just the fish. Like, at least sushi, there's some rice. But what I've grown as the more I eat it, like, especially when it's nice fish and it's seasoned, the sashimi, to me, it's more pure than when you're just eating with the rice. And I get it, you do a whole thing with your rice. But when you get nice fish that's done well, the sashimi, a lot of the time, I'm noticing I like it maybe even a little bit more than the sushi because the rice does sort of get in there and get in the way of the fish.
I agree.
Oh,
No, I'm just for you because again, you do so much sushi, you do so much sashimi. Again, is there a delineation between those that are eating sushi, those that are eating sashimi? Are we behind closed doors judging or rating them, or like? Is there a differentiation between if you're eating with the rice? Because again, you put a lot of time into your rice, so you obviously know how important the rice is. Like between the sushi or the sashimi.
For me, I personally agree with you. I like sashimi, but the
He's a
correct way is
purist.
to
You're-
eat
so
it
you're-
with rice.
Oh, that is the correct way.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is.
That's how it was all
By the-
started in Japan.
right.
Okay.
Just
And
like a little cart, you stand, you eat that, they press it. It's like a hot dog stand.
Really?
But that's how sushi started until
Oh,
it came to
interesting.
California.
Oh,
But that's how it started in Japan. There's just a gentleman standing with his little cart.
So it's like the hot
do a
dog
little
cart in New York.
nigiri. Yep, that's it. You eat it and they count by the piece.
That's so interesting.
Kinda
Like
like a
if
hot
someone
dog
did that
stand.
here, I would be like, nah, I'm okay.
It must be nice to have premium fish so bountiful that
It's like
they could
right
just
there, yeah.
slice it off and just eat little slices. I go back and forth. Sometimes I do like the whole balance and the of the nigiri of having the rice with it.
Because
Is
you
it
put
the
other
perfect-
things in there. You can have
Well,
avocado. and
It,
you
it
can
has
have,
to. No, it's not even the roll part of it. I don't like rolls at all. To
Oh,
me,
really?
rolls are for Americans. That's an
so
American.
you'll eat it with the rice, but only one kind of fish.
Do they have rolls in Japan, or have you
They
been-
do,
Hawaii
but
they
very,
did.
very
Yeah,
simple. We
they
call
did.
it hoso maki. So only one ingredient:
Okay.
Hmm.
the rice and your choice of protein. That's it.
Interesting.
So does it kill you a little bit every time that? I mean,
My
you have
wife
an
has cream
extensive-
cheese when they do cream cheese with every roll.
Oh,
You know
Even
the funny
I'm
thing, I eat it
even
with
I'm
cream
weird.
cheese.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
If I would eat a roll, I do eel, cream cheese, avocado. It's
Oh, that's
crazy.
funny because I make fun of her.
Yeah, that eel gotta be nice and
So all you
hot.
taste is the cream cheese. I'm like,
definitely
aren't you?
become Americanized. Yeah, all those fancy rolls. I mean, I know you do a great job with them. People love them, but I'm with you. Like, I like just either simple nigiri with the rice
Yeah.
and properly dressed, or these beautiful sashimi cuts. And again, just when you have it like this and it's so fresh and pristine, why get in the way of that? It's like just it's unfettered beauty. So I'm gonna go in. This one is what
The sea bream right here.
sea bream.
Red sea bream imported from Japan. Madai. We leave a little bit
Madai.
of skin on.
Leave the little skin, and I'm going to go in for a little bit of just a little dash of extra wasabi there. I don't know if that's against the rules or not, but I like
Not
to
at all.
jazz it up
Would
a
you like
little
some
bit.
soy sauce?
Nah, that's so tender,
Mm-hmm.
and the little skin gives it a little bit of that richness, fatty flavor. It's good. All right, we're going to have to take one more break, actually 2 more breaks.
Yes.
We're way behind, but that's okay. It's easy to get sidetracked here at Kaizen with all the great sushi and other products, the great cooked lamb chops and fish, and I'm sorry, the shrimp. Let's talk about, speaking of fish, place that you're going to want to hit if you're going to have a big holiday feast this Sunday or even for Good Friday. Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market in Hollywood, 4191 North State Run 7. You want to go in there, get your stone crab, your shrimp, fish for Good Friday, and then, of course, for Easter dinner, they have all kinds of great lamb products, steaks, pork, anything you want to put on the holiday table. And don't forget, if you're going to be entertaining, you got to pick up some of their fish dip, salmon dip. The grab and go items are terrific there. They are open 7 days a week, and you can go online to DelawareChicken.com. Again, it's been there for over 60 years. Jose and Gene will take great care of you. They're really efficient. Even
Yep.
though you might think it's a little bit crowded, take your number. You're going to get served in no time. You'll be on your way. Quality, freshness, value. That's the Delaware way. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
All righty.
All right, we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox and Kui Lam and his delicious sashimi. For Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting. Have I got the place for you? Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Hey, it's Mike Mayo. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Wee Lamb is running around. He's getting himself a little libation, and I'm about to horrify him. But first, I want to put in the good word for our friends at Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. Talk about Easter Sunday and brunch. They have brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. It's going to be a great place to go for your holiday festivities. They have great, every day they have classic Southern cuisine, jambalaya, shrimp and grits, chicken and waffles. For the brunch service, they have all kinds of great egg dishes, those biscuits you won't want to miss, and they can do it with the sausage gravy.
Yep.
During the brunch service, of course, they have also their great cocktail program, bottomless libations on the weekend brunch service, and even on Wednesdays, they have Whiskey Wednesdays. They have some of those great happy hour cocktails. They have the pecan
whiskey sour
infused bourbon and the pecan whiskey sour. That's my beverage of choice. And they have free parking in the garage next door, 4 hours free parking, hassle free. Go in there, 525 North Federal Highway, Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap. Kevin and Brandon, they'll take great care of you. We love Batch. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, I'm about to do something that might revolt you. I'm gonna make my own. You brought the sushi rice out.
Would you like some glove?
Nah, because I'm eating it myself and I already
Then
know
you
where
want to
the
wet
hands
your
have been.
hand a little bit.
Oh,
Not
is
they're
that
gonna
how
be
it is?
sticky, yeah.
gonna
Should I
stick.
lick them?
Let me get you some
don't
sushi
lick
glove,
them.
okay?
Don't lick them.
No, I'm just going in. That's it. Here, and I got my tuna. I laid in a little bit of the wasabi up top, and then I kind of pushed it in here. And let's see if it all falls apart because I didn't lick
obviously
it.
it fell apart.
Oh.
Jesus, you really did that.
How did I do?
When they
I'm
say
fired.
has no shame, Mike Mayo's a picture that pops up.
I'm gonna drink, okay?
So what is this you have here? Is
I'll
this
drink
another
Another
sake?
sake.
Your sake's fantastic. I've never been a big sake fan, but your sake's fantastic.
What kind is that? Because I'll.
It's Hakushika right here.
And that's a sweeter type or a
A
drier?
little bit sweeter.
All right.
I love sushi,
Take me some
and
of your
sake goes well with sushi, but I don't like sake. I'm a bourbon guy.
That's
Yeah.
what Mayo was saying. He's saying you're more of a dark.
I've been
liquor
here
guy.
where you had the Pappy out or the
Yeah,
you know,
Van Winkle. Oh, good
Happy
for you.
the man-
Oh, jeez.
he has good taste.
Nah, that's good taste.
Yeah, I'll take some of that. I'm shameless. We're going in.
I already took it before you. I've learned from the master.
I said it was going to be dry this week, and we see how long.
We've been
that
dry for
lasted.
5 minutes, and it's fine. Just moderation. All right, so you don't
Kampai. Yes,
Close.
that's beautiful.
for any day of the week. All right. So what do you do for because you have a fiance who is involved? You both are involved in the restaurant. How do you guys get away when you're doing 7 days a week? Again, the idea is, and you do have the smile, so it's working so far. But the idea is to keep your zest for again, Kaizen means to keep growing, right? That's what you explained to us. So how do you do that when you're working 7 days a week?
What made you think I'm happy? Just 'cause I'm smiling?
You just sell it well,
The
my
man
friend.
is smiling. On the inside, he's crying. No, he really is genuinely happy.
Because you got to get away though, right? Like you
Well,
gotta. So how do you do that? Like it seems like you have great staff, so it feels like you trust your staff. You said I leave it in the chef's hands, so obviously you're not micromanaging.
I haven't been able to get away yet, but
Okay.
Chow, yes, she's been traveling. She's been managing the other location up north in
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
you own another place, right?
Her family, yeah, they
Her
started
family in
it's
Northeast.
in
It's all-
Sturbridge, Massachusetts, which for people know, it's in the central part of the state,
Mhm.
near the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield. And it's where I guess the Massachusetts Pike meets with the
Yep.
Interstate 80. What is it? 84? I don't even know what it is. It's whenever you go up from Hartford, but it's old. Was it Old Stockbridge?
Old Sturbridge
Old
Village.
Sturbridge Village. Very historic
So
place.
if
But
you ever want to go see something historic, go over there. Over there, the restaurant, the house, any kind of business cannot have street light, neon light, nothing like that.
Really?
And then wintertime, you see people dressed back in the 60s, 70s, riding horses. It's really nice. They try to keep everything as old school as possible.
Oh wow.
So it's a good place to bring your kids to go and introduce them to it.
yeah, all good. Well, I'm going to go in for the last few bites, and I guess we should take our final break
Yes,
of
sir.
the day and getting in some business. And I will get to business and get to work on these final pieces of beautiful sashimi. I've got I believe this is what kind of tuna is this?
This one is bluefin. This is the kami.
I have
This
the
one is
kami. That's
Chutoro.
and that's the chutoro, which
Yep,
is the
medium.
medium fatty.
You
This
can
one
try
I
it this
had
way
is
right
so
here, Mike.
tender. Oh, you want me to do it in a shiso leaf?
Get
I'll get a little
shiso,
shiso. Yeah. Oh, okay.
tuna.
Yep.
Then
And a little wasabi. Yeah, I will. I don't mind if I do. And you got some of the
Yep.
crisp kind of
Fold it up.
fried garlic there. I'm
There
going
you
to do
go.
this with my fingers. It's just easier.
A little
But-
touch of soy sauce will really bring out the flavor from the tuna.
He's actually even
A
because that's
touch
the
of
thing.
this.
You said it last time. Soy sauce. There's it isn't this automatically for an amateur. Like it
No.
does. It is. There's a reason it's there.
I mean, at a proper omakase, there's gonna be 4 different kind of soy sauce.
Oh,
You can't
really?
apply the same soy sauce to all different shellfish to different fish.
Okay.
The darker color fish,
Hmm.
let's say the mackerel family, the tuna, they have a stronger flavor, and the tuna has more iron, so the taste gonna be a little bit stronger. So
Okay.
you want the vinegar to be stronger vinegar, which is the red vinegar, and the soy sauce you want to be a little bit thicker. As
Okay.
for shellfish, you want the soy sauce to be lighter.
Mm.
And you using that same soy sauce, same vinegar on scallop or sweet shrimp or uni, it's gonna overpower it.
Wow. So you have,
So you actually have these here.
of course,
you
he
make
makes
soy
his
sauce.
own soy
Oh, you
sauce.
make your
That's
soy
why,
sauce.
yeah, we make our own soy sauce here for the omakase.
The man
wow.
is serious. I told you, he's
That's an
ruined me for
understatement.
every other sushi place. People who know and appreciate good sushi, and
He
I've been to
makes soy
Japan
sauce.
twice. That doesn't make me an expert,
No, it
but
doesn't.
but it makes me appreciate when things are done proper. He does it proper. I'm usually not the biggest shiso leaf fan because, again, it changes a little bit of the flavor. It's a brighter. Again, it's like a herb leaf.
Yep.
So it has its own
But
flavor.
with the I guess a little bit of the fattiness of the tuna cheek, it works perfectly. It
Absolutely.
kind of brightens it up, and the man knows what he's doing. If he
does.
hands you a bite of food,
Yeah, you take
eat it. That's it.
100%.
All right, we'll be back with more to wrap up this edition. I want to stay here all day. We don't have to keep the cameras rolling. I don't know if anybody wants to watch me construct my own sushi piles, but we'll be back after these words. To me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the blackened grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. I want Lubie he's still on the soundboard there, to come back and try a piece of the sea trout, which to me
It looks like salmon. That's not salmon.
it's not salmon.
not
It's not salmon belly.
Okay.
It's sea trout, and it's one of my favorite.
One that I'm
fish.
like the test dummy.
I
For
also
Kaizen, I will
enjoy-
definitely not be a problem.
I enjoy everything he puts out, but I do admire the adventurousness of Mike Lubie Lubitz. Let's see. Let it sit in your mouth for a while. I'll luxuriate in the fatty, the omega oils, and all that stuff.
What's interesting is the consistency.
Yeah.
Of some of these, like, it's like a more gelatiny, like a gelatinous compared to like some of the other sushi,
Well, that would
like
be
even
the
sashimi you get. Like,
the
that's interesting.
richness. That would be the richness of
The
it.
flavor, like it's so right. Like a lot of time you'll get these sushis with local fish, and you do have to douse it in the soy sauce because it doesn't have a natural flavor.
Texture,
That on its own
flavor.
has a strong flavor. That is interesting. I've never even thought for a second like that.
Most of our fish, we also age them. So in
Yeah, I
that
know.
process of aging, there's no more water. So you get more texture out of it
Okay,
instead of a flimsy piece of fish.
Yeah.
And
that's what
how
that
we
was. That's interesting.
This is a beautiful display. It's been a beautiful day. Again, Kaizen is now open for lunch and dinner 7 days
7
a
days.
week. Opens at
The man
11:30
doesn't
for
sleep.
your
He
lunch
doesn't do anything
service.
else, but he is happy.
And one of these days we'll get Chow to come on.
I bet she ran. If you
she's-
ever want your fiance to
Please.
go, just say she's going to be on our show. She split.
Tell her we might bark occasionally. We don't bite.
No.
Well, actually, I do bite the sushi,
For
but
5 years already,
not the
Mike
guest.
hasn't been able to get her on the radio.
Now he's tried.
the fear in her eyes. Thank you, my friend. This is
Thank
beautiful. Thank you for becoming an official Lunchbox
Salute.
sponsor. You
Sorry.
know you've been Mike Mayo approved for almost 5 years. I came in here the first time they were about open, maybe 6 months, thanks to Dr. Nick Tranicus, who
Yeah,
told
thank you,
me
Dr.
you
Nick.
got to try this place. And have not regretted a moment. I've been here for many, many meals, and you're going to want to try. Come in, check it out yourself, and now you got more options, more hours of the day to check it out. And
Yeah,
lunch
he
is
does
a,
have lunch specials,
lunch
which
is a
are really
good
nice.
time to come in because it's a little more mellow. And again, you got those deals, $15 to $20, including some of those sushi and sashimi combos.
Which
Can't beat that. Thank you again, Wee Lamb,
Thank you.
Kaizen Sushi, 5640 North Federal Highway, Fort Lauderdale, just across from Westminster Academy, north of Commercial Boulevard. Until tomorrow, just got late word. We're not going to be at Gilbert's tomorrow. We're going to reschedule till next week, probably on Monday, because Mama Lenore was scheduled for a day off. She forgot we had the show, and we want to make Lenore
Yeah, they're every
happy
day off.
because she is a special person, and we want to keep her happy also with a big smile on her face.
Exactly.
Like all right, until tomorrow, I guess we'll be doing a home show unless I could find a late replacement. Until then, enjoy every sushi, sashimi, lamb chop, and enjoy every sandwich.